Hello and welcome to Paw Prints University's weekly video. Today we're going to be talking about the what, the why, and the how of crate training. So to get us started, I have Jilly here ready. She's in her crate ready. She's excited about this, and so am I. First, I want to talk about what is a crate. As you can see, here is one example of a crate. It's metal. It's a secure place for a puppy to be. And it's the greatest place for them to be, especially when they're unsupervised. And unsupervised could be two things. One, when you're out of the house. We will do that again one day. So let's get them ready now. And also when we're home. When we're all home, we need a safe space for them to go sometimes, just to take a break, to have some downtime, for us to have some downtime, for us to take a shower, for us to eat a meal. There are times where it's really beneficial to have a crate in place and a place where they like to go. So that's one of the things that we have for the crate. And I want to talk about what the crate is and what it is not. So it is not a punishment. It is not a place where they go when they're in trouble, when they have done something that you don't like. That's not when we put them there. We put them there for them to get a break, for them to take a safe space, to have a treat, to have a meal, to have a nap. That's where we like to, where they can be. And as you can see, she's quite comfortable in this crate at the time. So I just wanted to tell you a little bit about what the crate is. Then I wanted to talk about how to set it up. So the thing about the crates is sometimes we get them donated, or we get them from a neighbor, or we borrow them. And I just want to talk to you a little bit about what goes into the crate, what makes them like a crate. A crate is a safe space when it doesn't smell like a bad space. So if you're getting a crate from another family, a donation or a used crate off Craigslist or something like that, please make sure to wash the whole thing down. Make sure that it has no rust, and make sure that there's no broken pieces or any sharp pieces that could injure your dog when they're left alone. So I just wanted to let you guys know that that's something that you need to pay attention to when you are getting a used crate. Used crates are fine. A lot of people only use them when they have a puppy, and so sometimes they don't need them for very long, and it's great to share. I just wanted to make sure you know that if the last dog who used this crate either had an accident in there or was scared in their crate, your dog is going to know. And they're going to say, well, if the last dog was scared, I'm going to be scared. And that's a scary space. And we don't want them to feel scared. This is a fear-free environment, and we want to make sure that even our crates are fear-free. So that's one thing I wanted to let you know about when you're setting up your crate. The other thing too is you want to, when you're first setting up a crate for your new puppy, make sure that it is not against a wall, which currently mine is, and it's not against any furniture. You also want it to be away from any cords or drapes or anything that is kind of near the crate. We also don't want to make the crate a landing space, which means we don't want to just start throwing our books, our papers. When we come home from school, we throw our keys in our bag and our water bottle. No. This is a space that needs to be entirely devoted to just your dog or your puppy. So let's not put extra stuff on top of it, especially if you have a new puppy who likes to chew things. So we want to make sure that it's safe. The other thing too is what goes in the crate. So you can use a crate pad or a towel or a blanket or something like that. If your dog is a heavy chewer, you can take it all out and start with just an empty crate. Put some fun heavy-duty treat toys in there, like a stuffed Kong. I have a couple here. So you could put a Kong in there and fill it with something like peanut butter or another tasty treat. I have a bunch of recipes on our website now you could check out. Also, you can stick something in here like a treat stick. This is totally edible treat stick. If you need suggestions, let me know. And then they have something to do while they're in their crate. So that's another thing to do to help you set it up. How big should the crate be for your puppy? I get that question a lot. Is my crate too small? Is my crate too big? How do I make the crate the right size? So here's how it works. Your dog should be able to stand up and walk around. And that's it. They don't need to have any more space than that when they're a puppy. And the reason why is that you want to try to prevent accidents. So like I have said previously, a puppy needs to go out an hour less than the number of months they are. So let's say you bring home an 8-week-old puppy. That's 2 months. That means they need to go out at least every 45 to 60 minutes during the waking hours. So we want to make sure that they have the opportunity to go outside, and when they're in their crate, they're in here for a maximum of 45 minutes without having an accident. And the smaller the space, the better chance they will have to not have an accident in your crate. So that's another thing that I wanted to let you guys know about the size of the crate, and that's how we set the crate up. So why are we putting a dog in a crate? A lot of people have a lot of preconceived notions about what a crate is. They think it's a punishment, it's a bad space. And dogs, canine animals they like having their like cave space. They like having that warm space that's safe and small. So if you were to put, a lot of people have webcams now on their dog spaces. If you look at your dog when you're away, when you're at work for 4, 6, 8 hours, and if you're gone that long, I hope you have a professional dog walker come in the middle of the day, especially if you have a puppy. So while they're in their crate, or even if they're free run in your house, if you have a camera set up, I guarantee you 95% of that time they are sleeping in a safe, small, contained space, whether they've made it for themselves or you have provided a crate. So that's why we put them there. The other thing is that it's the safest space for a puppy. So when you leave your puppy alone for any length of time, they can get into all sorts of trouble. And no matter how well you puppy-proof your home, if you leave them unsupervised, it's a safe bet to say that they might get into some trouble and find something that either they will ingest, and which is dangerous. They could chew some wires. They could get into your pantry, get into some foods they shouldn't eat. So this is really the safest space for them to be while you are away, or you need to take a shower. It could just be that simple. So we want to make sure that when we have this crate set up, it is safe and clean and ready for them. So are you guys ready for my top 5? Because it's time for the top 5. So top 5 things to know about your crate. The first is always make it a positive experience. So we want to make sure, like I said earlier, that this is not a place of punishment. It is not a place where they are scolded and have to run in. That's not where, and we have to pick them up and force them in. That's not it at all. We want this to be a really positive experience. So we're going to start with some novel treats. So some things they haven't had before. So if you haven't tried our recipes that we had from last week, I have some more here. The recipes are still available on our website. And what you can do is you can put them into the Kong and have them get them out. So that's a fun activity for them to do inside their crate. The other thing you can do is when you are practicing the games that we have for you to get them used to their crate, use a novel treat. So get some hot dog or meatball. I always talk about hot dogs and meatballs. So if you haven't used them yet for training purposes, now is the time to pull them out for crate training. We want this to be a fun, safe space. So once they like going into their crate, you can feed them their meals in there. You can put them in there with a stuffed Kong. You can give them all kinds of things. So the first tip I have today is to always make it a positive experience. The second one I want to say is that we always need to let them walk in on their own. So we're not going to lift them up, no matter how little they are. We're going to have them go on in on their own volition. We want them to be able to walk in, want to be in there, and have a good time in there. So I'm going to demo that for you in a minute. And I just wanted to make sure that I'm looking at the camera while I'm doing it. So we want to make sure that they have this fun treats, that they walk in on their own. And the third thing I wanted to share with you is to provide safe bedding, treats, and toys. So I talked a little bit about that when I was talking about setting it up, and I just wanted to reinforce that we want to have safe bedding in there. For my dog, Jilly, she doesn't chew up blankets or pillows or anything like that. So it's safe for her to have a nice, comfortable bedding in her crate, and she enjoys that a lot. So you can have that. Also, safe treats. So you want to make sure that any treat that you leave with your dog, like if you leave a bully stick or even one of these no hide sticks, that you have watched them eat these multiple times with you present. So you know how they eat it, you know that it's safe for them to chew on for a while. So you want to make sure that they won't get injured by any of the treats you leave. And that goes with the toys too. So you may not want to leave rope toys, for example. That might not be the right one you want to use for leaving them home alone. So we want to make sure that they have something like a Kong. This is a great thing to have, the red ones, and then they also make a tougher one, which is black, so it's even stronger. So if you have a strong chewer, this is a really good one. And you can fill it with so many things. We're not getting in that today, but we have a lot of recipes and ideas for you to fill the Kongs. So that's the other thing. So Jilly is really excited about this. We may need to start sooner, huh? Okay. Crate. Jilly, crate. Yes. So I provided her with a reward as soon as she went in. I'm not rewarding her out here. I'm only rewarding her when she goes in. Yes. And now she's staying in there. But she'll come right back out because she knows this is the game. All right, go back in. Great. Yes. Okay. So that's a really fun game we can play. And in my classes that are starting this Sunday, one of our classes will be on crate training. So we'll have a whole bunch of games and activities that we can do, go even further into our training. Like I said, let's see. Tip number 4 was small increments. We're going to do this gradually. We're not just going to put them in here and leave them for 6 hours. We need to start out real small. Go on in. Sit. Okay. I gave her a nice treat so she can enjoy it in her crate. So we want to start out really small. We want to have them go in for just a moment. We want them to stay. We want them to like going in. We're going to have them come out. We're going to go back in, and we're going to play a lot of games. So we're going to start out with really small increments. That could be even 1 second, 5 second, 10 second, 30-second increments. We're not talking a long time. We want them to learn to trust us. So we're going to stay really close to them so that they feel safe while they're in there. And then they learn that they can just lay down and have a snack in there. The 5th thing I want to teach you guys, my 5th point about doing some crate training, and this goes a little bit deeper into training, but I wanted to make sure you guys know that sometimes your puppy is so excited to get out that they just barrel through as soon as you open up that door. And so one of the things that I really like to teach and reinforce is that we want to teach a concept called wait. And that again is in some of my classes that we teach further along down the line. We teach them impulse control. Puppies have no impulse control. So we want to get them started on the right paw by giving them the opportunity to wait. So we're going to, when we close this door, when we come home, we're going to have them wait before they go in and out of the crate. So when you come home, when I come home, I open up the crate and I have her just wait. We make a little eye contact. This is for watch me. And then I release her and she can come out. So that's my 5th tip for the day. I wanted just to reinforce that. My favorite things, don't forget, are patience, consistency, and practice. Those are the 3 things I want you to remember. If you didn't remember anything else that we talked about today in crate training, is to be patient, consistent, and patient. And practice, 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 okay? So you can check out all of our training videos on our YouTube channel, Paw Prints University. They're all posted on Facebook and Instagram. We are offering our classes that start this Sunday. We teach every Sunday some basic manners and some advanced skills. So check us out at pawprintsaroundtown.com. I hope you all have a beautiful day. Thank you.